Last gas station.
The Nevada desert stretched endless under a moonless sky, a black void swallowing the world beyond Jake's headlights. The hum of his semi-truck's engine was his only companion, a low, steady pulse that kept the loneliness at bay. It was 2025, and Jake, a 35-year-old trucker with a penchant for late-night drives and classic rock, was hauling a load of frozen goods across the desolate stretch of Highway 50. The dashboard clock blinked 2:17 a.m. His GPS had gone haywire an hour ago, spitting out garbled directions before dying completely. Worse, the fuel gauge was kissing empty, its needle trembling like a nervous lover. Jake's eyes burned from staring at the unbroken ribbon of asphalt. No cars, no lights, no signs of life for miles, just sand and shadows. He muttered a curse, wiping sweat from his brow, despite the chill seeping through the cab. Then, like a mirage born from desperation, a flicker of neon pierced the darkness ahead. A sign, buzzing and broken, spelled out "Last Stop" in flickering red letters. Below it, a weathered gas station squatted, its peeling paint and cracked windows glowing faintly under the desert stars. Jake's heart leapt, a lifeline in the void. He pulled into the gravel lot, tires crunching like bones underfoot. The station looked like it hadn't been touched since the 70s, a relic of a forgotten America. The pumps were ancient, their hoses coiled like sleeping snakes. A bell jingled as Jake pushed open the door to the convenience store, the air inside thick with dust and the faint tang of motor oil. Behind the counter stood an old man, his face a map of wrinkles under a shock of white hair. His name tag read Amos. His smile was too wide, his eyes too bright, like he'd been waiting for Jake all night. "Evening, son," Amos drawled, voice smooth as aged whiskey. "Long way from anywhere, ain't ya? Sure you want to leave so soon?" Jake forced a chuckle, brushing off the odd question. "Just need some fuel, old-timer, and maybe a coffee if you've got it." Amos nodded, still smiling, and gestured to the pumps. Jake filled his tank, the numbers on the pump ticking up with a sluggish rhythm. He glanced at his phone. No signal, no map, no proof this place even existed. Unease prickled his skin, but he shook it off. Just a tired mind playing tricks. Inside, he grabbed a stale coffee and scanned the store. The walls were lined with Polaroids, dozens of them, pinned haphazardly like trophies. Jake's stomach twisted. He told himself it was just quirky decor, but the eyes in those photos seemed to follow him. Amos leaned over the counter, his gaze piercing. "This place," he said, "it's special. Chooses who it wants. Not everyone leaves, you know." Jake laughed, the sound brittle. "You trying to spook me, old man? I've got a delivery to make." Amos's smile didn't waver. "Just saying, the desert's got a way of holding on to folks." Back at the truck, Jake turned the key. Nothing. Not a sputter, not a groan. The engine was dead. He swore, slamming his fist on the wheel, and glanced at Amos, who was watching from the doorway, that same eerie smile plastered on his face. Got a room out back, ain't no rush. Jake didn't have much choice. The room was a cramped, musty space behind the station, lit by a single flickering bulb. A cot, a chair, and a small table were the only furnishings. On the table lay a leather-bound journal, its pages yellowed and curling. Curiosity got the better of him, and Jake flipped it open. The handwriting was frantic, scrawled by someone named Clara, a trucker who'd stopped here years ago. "The station won't let me leave," she wrote. "Every night the knocking starts. It's him, but it's not him. He's outside, but he's me." Jake's pulse quickened. As if on cue, a soft tap, tap echoed from the door. He froze, his breath catching in his throat. The knocking came again, deliberate, patient. He crept to the window, parting the dusty curtain. Outside, under the faint glow of the neon sign, stood a figure. It was him, Jake's own face, staring back with a crooked, unnatural smile. His doppelganger raised a hand, waving slowly, as if inviting him into the dark. Jake stumbled back, heart pounding like a drum. He grabbed the journal, flipping through pages of increasingly desperate entries. Clara wrote of trying to escape, only to find the road looping back to the station. "It's not real," she'd scrawled. "The desert made it. It feeds on us." Panic clawed at Jake's chest. He stormed out to confront Amos, who was polishing the counter like nothing was amiss. "What the hell is this place?" Jake demanded, slamming the journal down. Amos's smile faded, his eyes glinting with something ancient and hungry. "Told you, son, the station chooses. I was like you once, 50 years back. Thought I could outrun it, but the desert don't let go. Someone's gotta stay, keep the pumps running. That's you now." Jake's blood ran cold. "You're insane! I'm getting out of here!" Amos laughed, a low, guttural sound. "Go ahead, try." Jake sprinted to his truck, yanking the door open. The engine roared to life this time, and he floored it, tires screeching as he tore onto the highway. The neon sign faded in his rearview mirror, and for a moment he thought he'd done it. But the road stretched on, mile after mile, until the same flickering last stop sign loomed ahead again. His heart sank. He drove faster, then slower, turned left, then right. Every path led back to the station. Desperation took hold. Jake grabbed a jerry can from his truck, doused the pumps in the store with gasoline, and struck a match. Flames erupted, swallowing the station in a hungry blaze. Amos stood in the doorway, unmoving, his silhouette dancing in the firelight. "You can't burn the desert, boy," he called, his voice cutting through the crackle of flames. The fire roared, and Jake ran, the heat licking at his back. When he stopped, gasping for air, the station was gone. No ashes, no debris, just empty desert under a starless sky. His truck was nowhere in sight. He was alone, or so he thought, until he felt it. The weight of unseen eyes, the whisper of sand shifting behind him. A week later, a young woman named Leela, hauling produce across Nevada, spotted a faint neon glow in the distance. Her fuel was low and her GPS was glitchy, so she pulled into the gravel lot of a gas station marked Last Stop. The pumps were new, gleaming under the buzzing sign. Inside, a young man stood behind the counter, his name tag reading Jake. His smile was wide, his eyes empty as the desert itself. "Long way from anywhere, ain't ya?" he said, his voice smooth and inviting. "Sure you want to leave so soon?" Leela laughed, brushing off the odd vibe. "Just need some gas, man." Jake nodded, his gaze never leaving her. "Take your time," he said. "The desert has got all the time in the world."